Good morning, and welcome to a Fiberific live craft and chat. I am back in the shack. I know it's hard to believe. It feels like it's been ages. It has been ages, right? Whoops, realized the volume on my phone was on. Whoops, I fixed that up. So I am back in the shack. It's not cold here. It's overcast and it's raining. Not enjoying that. Hey Leslie Grant, welcome to the chat. Getting a bit of lovely rain for you as well. That is great. The shack is back. That's right. So you may or may not be able to tell, but I've done some tweaking around here and I have moved some things around in the time that I was not recording here in the shack. I tweaked some things so that it is going to be much easier for me to A, go live, and B, create video content without the, excuse of, but I have to set everything up. So basically now it's a case of just turn some lights on. They're all in position. One of them needs me to run the power for it off and on. This one over here that you can't see. Actually, you can't see anywhere, and there's another one there. There's another one there. There's another one here. There's another one here. These two here. For Crafty Cam. It's going to be heaps and heaps easier. So I'm really happy about it. Natalie Power, thank you. I had my hair did the other day. It's very purple. This lighting dulls it down, believe it or not. It's very purple. And I'm adjusting to it being this purple. So what else has been happening this week? Last week you guys saw that I put up the new Fiberific Redbubble store, so that we can, so that you guys can have some merch. Well, I decided to order myself some Fiberific merch. I've ordered a whole pile of things. Now, the thing I've noticed is you can put in one big order. The shipping is odd. You look at that shipping price and you're like, it's one order. Why does it look like that? The reality is things ship from different locations. So I've received my mugs. So today's coffee is in the new base cam mug. It's a bit blurry. You guys can't see it. There we go. As I pull it back close to my face. Anyway, it's got coffee in it. This is the tall mug. Now the tall mug and the classic mug, there's only about 50 ml difference, but I prefer the shape. So, And then that one's got coffee. I desperately need the coffee. And then we've got the Hedge of Ninja mug as well. So I popped a photo over on Instagram. It's a bit glary in here for white things, so you can't really see it. There we go. I'll just hang on a second. I can't not. There we go. Hedge of Ninja mug, looking its sparkling best. So let's fix up that. Oops. There we go. The other thing that came this week was I had an angel send me a ball of the cloud, again, too blurry for you to see, cloud in spring cotton. So I've been able to, I'm going to do it today with you guys, okay? So that's the thing. I have not actually done anything yet. But I made a couple of the last of the triangles with the just parchment, standard cotton, and it was really obviously different. I'm going to bring the hands down camera in a second. But so today we're going to be A, getting rid of the parchment bit that I did, and B, making some more triangles. So yay, I'm very excited. What have you guys all been doing this week? I've been Zooming with a group of you who come over to our Zoom chats. I've been crocheting up squares for my Zoomy ISO rug. Those of you that are in the regular Zoom know about that. Dizzy says, I had to laugh at Redbubble. You can make multi-print ninja on a face mask. Yes, you can. There's lots and lots of different things. When you log first in, you've got like a picture which has just got a couple of things, and then it's got another option. So click on the other option, which I can't remember the words, designs. I don't know. Anyway, there's a second tab. Click the second tab, everything comes up then. So I'm just having a quick scroll through the chat to see who's here. We've got Game Widows and Kerry, and we've got Jackie and Sally and Spanner Chick all here for being the mods today. So yeah, lots and lots of people in the chat. Congratulations to Jen Homewood, who is a new Australian. I know Jen's lived here for a very long time, but she is now officially a citizen, which is awesome. Rebecca Nelson says she finally got her shawl kit. Oh my gosh, I hope it's as good as you were hoping for. You had to wait a long time. Game Widows is crocheting squares, weaving and baking bread. That is awesome. Spanichick says her hubby is gone to pick up the mail, and we know that Spanichick has got some cool stuff in the post right now. Kerry says that she went to a house for a craft group with only 6 people. They spread out, but it was nice, considering she has had no in-person contact since March. You have been isolating well. Hi Kathy, listening to the ads. I've been waiting all day for this and I am late. You are only minutes late, like only a couple of minutes late. It's totally fine, Kathy. It's totally fine. Hey Sandy, how are you? I believe I have something to post to you this afternoon. Dizzy says, I'm typing up the plan for the rest of the term, so I'll be on and off chat. Fair enough, fair enough. Dizzy is a teacher. Here in Queensland, all the kids, like we've got some kids at school now, so prep and year 1 and years 11 and 12 are currently at school and have been for the last week and a half. When Abby goes back Monday, they will have been at school for 2 weeks. So Abby goes back Monday. She is not keen. The whole getting up earlier and full uniform, she is definitely used to ISO school. My husband was also talking about how he probably should double check his work clothes still fit. So, you know, there's a bit of that going on at my place as well. Guys, I've just realized I haven't shared this out, so I'm just going to quickly take a moment to share out our chat over onto Facebook. Is there a button? Yes, there's a button. Over on my Facebook page. If you guys want to share this chat, there is an option for you to share it as well. Hang on, I can't seem to talk and type at the same time. So we're going to put that in my news feed and post it to Facebook. And then I have to go to Facebook and share that on my actual groups. Hang on a second. Where are we? Sorry guys, totally sidetracked. Facebook is where I got to go. So where are you guys going to share the chat to? I am going to share this over onto my, that's not what I want. Stop that. Why are you doing that? Get away from me. I would like to share in a group, no, on a page. Share to a page. That's what I want to do because I want to share it to Fiberific. Post, done. And then, yeah, then if somebody can jump in and share that for me so I don't have to keep focusing on that. All right, let's click away. Alrighty. The stalking begins. Yeah, I'll send you a tracking this afternoon, Sandy, when it goes out. Don't forget to thumbs up and pop you in the live chat. Yes, I have live chat. Yep. Stop reading messenger chat. Sorry, Kim. Sorry, Kim. I'll put my, there we go. YouTube's back on. Rebecca also got a stunning sterling silver peacock brooch in the mail yesterday. Oh, beautiful. Gotta love it. Game there's still no group activity here. School not back for 2 weeks for her kid. Look, it's tricky because, and like, you're just in a different state. I know that there's whole other countries that, you know, are not happy, like when they see us posting that we're allowed to leave the house, and they're not. So, you know, it is a bit tricky. I've just realized my water bottle is right in the, I'll just move that. I'll move that. Something I want to do. No, that's okay. I'm good. I'm all good. I'm not going to do anything. Well, actually, I am. I'm going to drop it into the hands down shop because I am keen. My fingers are itching to start fixing this. So let's go to our double camera. There we go. So the first thing I have to do is remove these bits that I've got here. And I wove in the end so well that I'm going to have to, like, I'm not going to retrieve the yarn. So I may as well just go hacky snips and just remove it that way. I would not recommend doing the hacky snip if you need to in any way keep the yarn, because that will just make for sadness. So I've just got to remove this last stitch a bit manually because I went the hacky snip. There we go. All right. There we go. Pull it all out. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to keep this little pile of yarn because I'm using this exact yarn for another project, and just in case I run out, wouldn't it be nice just to have some little emergency? Oh, I'm thinking, why is this so hard to pull out? And it's because this is where I wove in the end super great, because I'm super awesome at weaving in ends. Who is the best at weaving in ends and then makes your life totally miserable when you need to undo it? That would be me. There we go. Keep going. I've got another little bit here that I've got to pull out because I've got the other end that I wove in is in the way. Come on, little thing. Don't make my life miserable. Where's that end got to go? Can you guys see where this end's got to go? Right, I'm going to do something a bit crazy. Pull this all the way through. Ooh, get off, crochet hook. We do not need you yet. Okay. Alrighty. I know where to cut now because I can see. Pull that out. And keep going, keep going, keep going. And then we've just got to undo the little bing and save the yarn. Good morning, Vicky. Welcome to the chat. Leslie says, weaving the ends as you go is not always the best decision. Yeah, I had so many ends I had to do that I just felt that if I didn't weave them in as I went, I would go doolally. So I have. But, I mean, I've only got to pull out these two, really. So it's not too bad in the scheme of things. So that's not the end. This is the end. You know, we might even be able to, let's see if we can save some time. Leanne says, yes, she'll know how that feels. I will never forget Steve. Yeah. Oh, dear. Alrighty. Now, I probably should have pulled the pattern up before I did this. Where are we? Hey, can you guys see how many viewers we have right now? I seem to have something glitching on my side here for that information. That would be great to know, because I like to know these things. Oh, I pulled that too tight, didn't I? Hang on. Got to undo the little thing. Come on, little thing. Now would be a good time to have tweezers handy. But they're all in the house. They're not out here. I'm used to having all my little bits and bobs, like where I can reach them in the where I was recording this week. Sally says she can't see it either. Okay, maybe it's just an error. Dizzy says 17. Now I don't have 17 here, according to my end. Oh, come on, little doobie knot. Doobie knots. Let's go here. Oops, that's pulling the wrong one. Does that mean I can pull the right one? No. Where's the end gone? There it is. I see you, little end. There you go. Undo you again. I possibly should have done this bit before. What do you reckon? It's not the most rivetingest of entertainments. Undoing woven in squares so that we can redo the woven in square. And I should grab the pattern and throw that up on my screen. I won't share the pattern with you guys because it is a paid pattern. I will tell you, go and grab it. It's fantastic. Sally says her phone says 30. There you go. Okay. That's all right. Alrighty, so I have, these bits are okay. I don't need to undo the pink. They're good. These were the last two little half squares. So I'm just going to pull up the pattern. So bear with me for a second. Hopefully it doesn't kill the stream. It was in downloads. And what's it called again? Spin Your Granny. Spin Your Granny. There we go. I'm going to toss this over here. Okay. Alrighty, close that. Close this. Are you guys good? Yeah, 30 sounds more right. I can see 6. And there's more than 6 of you in the chat. So I knew that wasn't right. Alrighty, let me just grab the instructions because it's been a little while since I've done it. There we go. Alright, I've got my hook, got my yarn. Let's get started. I also have a bit of a headache happening today, lovelies. And it is doing my head in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm changing on the back end. All right. Let me know if you guys can see. 2D, so there we go. And then, oops, I just want to carry that along the bottom. Oh, goodness me, I can't seem to do a DC. 1 DC. And then 2 DCs. Yay, all right. Dizzy said I was on Top Chat Night Live Chat. That's pretty normal, Dizzy. I think you pretty well have to move that yourself every time. I know I do. I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's just a YouTube thing. They think that they know which chat messages we all want to read. Now, the advantage of it is more so when hang on. Okay, I'm just double checking I don't need to space as well. It's been a little while since I've done these. So, yeah. Then we go into the corner and we have a chain space in the corner. I'm good now. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Yeah, no, it's a Top Chat thing. Kathy says, I love the purple in your hair. I'm getting a small bit added the next time I get my hair cut. I highly recommend a splash of colour in your life. I woke up, what day was it? Tuesday morning, and my hair was just everywhere and frizzing and too long and driving me insane. And so I rang up my hairdresser and they could fit me in. So I went and did that. So YouTube will now tell me how long ago you started streaming instead of how many are watching. Okay. You can see 19 likes though. Well, that's great because I can't see the likes either. And then we go into the top chain here. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Then we turn. I'm just grabbing some information here. Alright, and then there we go, we keep going. Yeah, it's a bit awkward when YouTube change things, isn't it? They think they're helping us is the problem. They think they're helping us and they're not helping us. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, because I've got my phone on landscape, I can see nothing except for, you know, the video. Rebecca says, now that I have my kit, the next thing I have to do is build myself a blocking frame. That would be a very helpful thing. Kathy says, I've had purple in my hair for a few years now. Excellent. I change it up. I don't always go purple. I sometimes go blue. I sometimes go red. Sometimes go copper. I just, whatever. I tend to do things like walk into the hairdresser and they say, what do you want? And I'm like, man, what do you feel like doing? And they go, oh, well, I want to do this thing. And you're like, righto, have fun. And that's about the extent of it. So when I went into the hairdressers this week and they said to me, what color do you want to be? And I went, I don't know, what have you got the most of? And she said, well, we've got this new purple in and we've got heaps of it. And I'm like, righto, do it. I'm not precious with my hair, mostly. I like it to be, how do I describe this? Messy tidy. I don't like it to be unruly. I got no problems with my little, curls and things or wavy bits kicking around. That doesn't bother me. But I don't like it when it's just crazy, frizzy, totally non-controllable. That bugs me. So being able to sort that out was very good for me. I was very happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, good. In the gap here. I think, hang on a second. I think having carried that over is confusing me, so I'll pull it out. I have to double check. Did anybody see how many rounds I pulled out? Was it 2 or 3? I should have counted, but I didn't. Let me look, and then we go into the top of the chain, suppose, through both the doovie leckers. Where's your other leg? Give me your other leg now. Evil stitch. Hang on. One leg, second leg. I could see you. There we go. I got it. All right. 1, 2. You thought? Okay. Sally says that we can't do the hairdressers yet, but I could tell you the last time I went to one. I couldn't tell you the last time I went to one. I wish I could pull off purple. I don't know. I think it just comes down to, what you're comfortable with. I think I need a 3rd round because I need it to sit like this. So 1 more round. And yeah, see, look, there's a variation between these color balls, but considering how long and hard I looked for a replacement, I don't care. And it's definitely closer than the parchment. So don't care. I'm just like, totes like, I'm going with it. Now, if this was a blanket that was going to be a gift for somebody or for what, was a display piece or something like that, yeah, I thought there was only 2, Leanne. It wasn't until I actually did it. Yeah, if it was a display piece or something like that, I would care. I probably would have made sure I had the right amount of yarn to start with before I even started, or had an excessive amount of yarn. I tend to prefer the excessive because, as we've all worked out now, I'm really rubbish at telling how much yarn I need. Now that you're making, the color difference the color difference is noticeable. I'll hold them up for you when I get to the end of this one. It is noticeable, but I have a feeling because of how the color is, I have a feeling it might be because of how it was stored. And so maybe a wash will help. I'm not sure. We'll see. Otherwise, it doesn't actually matter because this is just for me. It's just going on my couch. No biggie. So yeah, and it's just going to be covering my toesies, so it doesn't matter at all, really. I mean, I was going to go with a totally different cotton. I was going to use parchment in an 8-ply cotton that has no lycra. So, hey Tammy Everton, welcome to the chat. Dizzy has to work. Oh, Dizzy, have fun. Yeah, it was 3, and I'm nearly at the end of the 3rd. The color does not affect the warmth. You are 100% right, Gamer Widows. It does not affect the warmth. I hope you guys can see everything. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I have changed where things are and how things are sitting and what's, you know, the layout and everything here to make life a bit easier for me. So if you can't see or something like that, just realize my laptop is in shot a little, so I'm just going to see if that makes a difference. Hang on a sec, there we go. I'll try not to touch it more. Your triangles are just for one end though. Yeah, well, these particular two that I'm doing right now go down the side. But yes, I also need to do a bunch of these in just plain white. In this size, it's plain white, and they'll go down one end. But they've definitely come out. Hang on, I'll just finish off this thing. Hang on, where have I got? 3, trim, draw through the loop. Okay, so let me see. I'm just going to bring up my other screen so I can see. Now, because of all the lighting I've got here, you guys might not be able to see the difference. But this one is definitely creamier than the one underneath it. So yeah, I don't know if it's visible for you guys, but it definitely is visible for me. I'll get some photos. Actually, I'm not going to get photos because I'm not going to complain. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to get it done. There's that one is done. Now we need to join on again for this one. I like to have one of the full triangles so that I do double check things because otherwise I mess things up. You know, that's the reality of it. Jackie says, can I put a link to mine and Sally's Redbubble stores in the chat? Yes, you can, as long as you add mine as well. Sally and Jackie are both yarn craft businesses also, and they have recently opened their own Redbubble stores because Redbubble is exciting. Rebecca said that she could see a slight difference. Holly says it will still look good. I agree with you, Holly. And I am 100% okay with how it looks. So I just want to swing that around so that I can go over that as well. There we go. That make it look like a treble and do more. 1 and 2. 1 more treble. I'll go away pop-up thing. Sitting right over the top of my chat. Goodness. Tammy says, yes, it is, lol, yes. I'm assuming you mean that it is a different color. Yeah. And it sounds silly, but the reason why I think it might be because of how this ball's been stored. Also, this yarn is so old. Like, honestly, I can't actually get a lead on when I bought it. Like, it's at least 6 years old. So I don't want to pick on. Mine was left in its original bag in the back of a cupboard, so it didn't see any sunlight whatsoever. So yeah, it was totally ignored for 6 years. Whereas this one was cared for and in a different little bag and you know, stuff. But I reckon it's not going to matter in the slightest. Sally said it took her forever to set up her Redbubble because her old computer kept crashing. Yeah, look, the discussion I have with a lot of people about equipment and tech, using what you have is the way to go until what you have causes more work, and then it's time to upgrade, which is why we upgraded my live streaming laptop last year, was because using what I had, which was a Surface Pro 4, I live streamed with 2 cameras set up in my Surface Pro 4 for years before I went, you know what, I think it's time to upgrade. And that's because things like, I honestly thought the internet was the problem for all those times. Now, I'm sure the internet played an integral part, but see the ticker across the bottom? It was juttering, even on my end, before I was streaming. So that was a video processing problem on my laptop. And I didn't know, I didn't understand enough about it. And then I was looking into how to, you know, optimize your settings for low internet speeds and blah, blah, blah. And someone on one of those was like, double check that your video processor is doing everything you need it to do. And so I was like, okay. And then realized, yeah, no, mine's not coping. And when I upgraded to this laptop, the first thing I noticed was A, it did everything super quick, which I was just like, oh my God. But also B, things like the ticker go fine. And the only time I pause my face, like go, you know, I get left in like one of those derp faces, is when there's an actual internet problem, which are less than I thought they were. Like they still exist, okay? They still exist, but it's definitely less than what I thought. So, you know, there's part of that. Hey, Addie Day Designs. Oh, that's right. You guys, Addie Day has released a new pattern. And if you haven't seen it, you have to go and have a look. It's called the Thatcher hat. If a mod can toss in a link to Addie Day's Ravelry store. And Addie Day designed it in Fiberific yarn. So it's in Pegasus and it's in Leo 2, one strand of each holding together. And on my Instagram feed, I just put some suggestions together of some, like it's really easy to go, sure, I'll use Violetish in Leo 2 and Violetish in Pegasus. They'll go together and they will for sure. But I just thought, I want to try and pair some odd ones together. So you can totally go and add those into your cart individually over on my website. Some of the colours I paired were Fiberific limited colours because it was just something a bit different. So when they're gone, they're gone. They're not redoable. They are colours that we dyed during our live streams. But if you see colours on my website and you want to see them paired, message me and I will put them together for a photo so you can see how they look like together. So, and that's the case with anything. If you want to order yarns from my website and you don't know how they're going to look paired together, message me and I will put them together and take a photo. It may not be a glamour shot, but it'll be good enough for you to be able to work out if you're happy with them side by side. So yeah, so make sure you go and check out the hat. It's so cute. And it's on my list of things that I'll be making. So I definitely think that you guys should have a look at it too. Where are we? Jackie has popped in the Thatcher hat. Fantastic. She actually beat Spanichick, which is just like unheard of. Jackie is on the ball today. Absolutely you are. Sally says my computer sucks. Like, Sally, it's better than no computer at all, right? Like, there's that point. There's that point of my tools are ticking me off, but would you rather have a dodgy one or none is the question, isn't it? Like, it doesn't mean that you can't be saving and planning for your next upgrade. Oh, face cam. I saw it before you guys did. So I get to have a sip of my new face cam coffee cup. Face cam. It uses the same border as my face cam does. Hang on. I'll see if I can make it not blurry. Look, the border matches and it does what the face cam does. And anyway, I was very excited and thrilled with myself and my design skills to put that one together because, you know, that's not my thing. But I've had a lot of fun with Redbubble. Keep an eye out because I'm constantly coming up with new ideas for new things. So there'll be new stickers and coffee cups and things like that. Kerry's using some Leo 2 in her shawl. Leo 2 is so soft. Leo 2 is deliciously soft. Now, I am super duper, like, if something's going to be scratchy or itchy, I'm that person who goes, oh, it's going to make me get a rash. Leo 2 does not do that, which I'm so chuffed about because most of those fluffy yarns I can't use, but I love Leo 2. Sally says, told my hubby I need to upgrade my computer. He just nodded his head and said, yes, dear. Sally, the thing is, like, hello, sorry, this is Chantel Hills, the tech channel right now. Sally, the thing is right now you can get a really decent laptop for about $500-600. You don't need to go in the $1,000 ranges. You know, like you can go and pick up a really nice little Lenovo or something like that. Hang on, I'm blurry. I don't like it. Yeah, you can go and pick yourself up a nice little Lenovo, which are great. There's so many good little tablets out there, and you know, $500-600 doesn't sound like a lot, but sometimes that's a big step. But it's a lot less to save up for than sort of the $2,000, which is where you need to go if you are video editing on your laptop. But if you're not video editing and you're just picture editing, you need to make sure you've got a good RGB screen, that it's like as true to life as possible, which that's more on the upper end of the scales as well. But you can get not crappy screens for you know, in that $600-700 mark. Jackie says, that sounds like permission to go and buy a new one. Look, I agree with you. It's not a Mac though. No, well, gosh, no, Macs, I don't recommend Macs at all. Especially, like you will never get, oh, do you want a Mac? Sorry, are you a Mac girl? I didn't realize. If you are a Mac, you're not going to get anything for under a couple of grand. Really, not anything decent. Yeah. Buy a lot of Sally stuff so she can go buy a new computer. Sally's got yarn in her yarn store as well, I believe. KV, hello. I tried crocheting like you, but it felt so weird. Like what do you mean by like me? Yeah. Sally's a Mac user. Sorry, Sally. You'll need to save a bit longer, or see if you can pick up something secondhand. Addie Days loves her Mac as well. I know there's a lot of Mac lovers out there. I understand that. Pencil hold. Yes. Are you a knife holder? No, yeah, knife holder. I was originally a knife holder until one day I was crocheting along, and I mean I was a bit like, you know, hand over the top, and it was a bit like you know, whole elbow moving, and everything was, you know, like I don't know what I was complaining about something. I think I was complaining about my wrist hurting or something or other. Anyway, this friend walks over to me because we were sitting there crocheting together. She gets up, she walks over, wraps me over the back of the hand with a I don't know, it was a big hook, I don't know what it was, and was like, try this, and she got me to put my hand underneath it, and it just worked for me. But that's the thing, like, if you're a knife holder, you're a knife holder. There's no problems being a knife holder. There's lots of knife holders who can crochet really fast. It's whatever's most comfortable in your hands for you. This just worked for me. I mean, I was also afraid to go back to knife holding in front of my friend. I thought she was going to hit me again. But it worked for me. And yeah, but if knife holding works for you, then just knife hold. It's, you know, there's so many different ways to do things that you get to do what's comfortable for you. Addie Day is also a knife holder, absolutely. Also, some hooks lend themselves better to different ways of holding. Like, I find that clover hooks you can do really either way, and like any of these sorts of shaped hooks you can really do either way. But when it comes to like those beautiful furl hooks, I've tried crocheting with them like this, and I find it very cumbersome. But if I knife hold, they actually sit really beautifully in your hand. And so, yeah, if you're a knife holder, go and check out some furls hooks for a special treat. But yeah, it's oh, you are super fast. I've been doing this a long time. That's the thing. It's just practice. Like, I look at you with your brioche knitting and I go, oh my God, you're super fast. And it's because you've practiced and you've put the effort into become skilled. And this is, I did this for a job for a few years, was crocheting. I was stitching for a designer. So it was just like, you just have to stitch fast all the time because you've only got like 2 weeks to crochet an entire dress. So I did it. Look, they're both done. Yay! The crowd goes wild. I just need to have a quick squeeze at the pattern to work out how many of these I need to do in the plain white. So I need to look at the picture of that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4. Yes, 4. All right. But let me drop back to my other screen so I can see the technical side. Adide loves her fell. You do, and you make it look so easy and beautiful. And I've got 2 fells hooks now, and I really love them, but I do have to overhand or knife hold them to use them. And when I'm crocheting for speed and comfort, or when I'm not looking, I'm definitely more comfortable as a pencil gripper. What do you prefer? Do you prefer knife or pencil? Throw it in the chat. If you're watching in the replay, let us know if you prefer to hold your hook like a knife. So like a knife is hand over the top with sort of a finger there, like you're cutting with a steak, and so you've got your knife. And like a pencil is like if you're holding it like a pencil, like you're writing. And there's variations obviously on all those. Like I tend to have extra fingers, and I don't hold my pens like that, but I hold my pens like this. So and like scrunch it right down, and my fingers ache. Anyway, I'm very bad at writing. If any of you've seen my handwriting, you understand why. Rebecca says I'm tempted to try the fells hooks. I think that you should, if you can, you should. You should always try all the different tools, and if you don't like them, you can gift them to somebody, because you're not going to damage it, are you? Kerry's off to work. Bye, Kerry. Have a fantastic day. We've got lots of knife holders in the chat. So if you guys are all knife holders, is it weird watching me pencil hold? Because like I would think it would be weird, right? Let me look here. I'm just getting my instructions. So that I can, because these ones are already started, so I can pencil hold. I didn't even know there was a knife hold. Learn something new every day. Absolutely we do. I learn something new every day. You have to. Holly says that she's a knife holder. She's tried pencil and it's uncomfortable. Jen says I hold it weird. She holds it weird. You may well do, but do you get crochet stitches at the end of it? Because if you do, then that's good enough, right? That's how I think about it. I didn't, years ago I didn't understand it. I always thought there was a right and a wrong way to do it. But now I've learnt there's no right or wrong way to do it if you're happy with what you create. If you are getting your desired outcome, then you've got it. You're doing it right. Okay, then I need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. My setup's not really in the middle, is it? Like, I don't know how to fix it right now. I'll have to have a look at that. So Lindsay says it makes me jealous because your motion seems much more fluid. It could be down to practice, but I do find that when I knife hold, I do have to twist a lot more to get everything going. So I'm just going to knife hold for a little while. I do have to look at it when I knife hold. I don't have to look at it when I pencil hold. Yes, there's a lot more movement in my hand and in my wrist when I'm knife holding. I'm sure there's ways to do it that it's not. How many stitches have I got? Good. Went through too much there. There we go. And I've got to get some tension off this thing. All right, draw it through 2, draw it through 2, stab it in, wrap it around, draw through 2. Yeah, so knife holding feels tighter on my wrist, if that makes sense. The other thing is I do like to, you can't see it, but I've got basically my elbows not quite on the table, they're just off the table. So you see that little line that's appearing? That's where the edge of the table is on my, actually you probably can't see, there you go. Got a little line on my elbow here. That's where my elbows rest on the table. And I like to sit like that when I'm crocheting at a table. When I'm sitting, I've just automatically gone straight back into knife hold. When I'm sitting back, I tend to plant, I'm just going to drop into another camera angle just temporarily. Single camera. Oh, that's blurry. Let's fix that. Okay, so when I sit at home, like when I'm on the couch or something, I tend to put my arms like this. I'm just going to stand up. So I lock them in under there, and then I just lean back and just crochet. And so that's how I crochet when I'm not at a table or a bench. But then when I'm at a bench, I like to lean up against it. So yeah, back to the double camera, Redbubble. Over on Redbubble, we have some gorgeous totes and other things that are so cute. I've got totes and badges, not badges, totes and stickers on the way. Abby's even started her own little Redbubble thing. So hang on, I missed a who's he what's it. I've got to go back, and I only put 2 in there. I need 3. Really, I find the knife hold more comfy because it's the same way I hold my knitting needles, so everything just feels right. Yeah, and look, when I'm knitting, I definitely have my hands over the top. I don't put them underneath. But when I'm crocheting, I definitely prefer the underneath. I don't know why. It would actually make sense for me to knife hold the same way as I knit, because I'm also a continental knitter. So I sort of pick my stitches when I'm knitting as well. Sandy says that a pencil looks weird to me. No, knife is weird. Sandy, are you a crocheter? Just checking, because they might just both be weird. Leanne's off. See you later, Leanne. She may make it back before the end. Alrighty, well, we'll see how you go. I need to get in there. There we go. That's why I chained. No, I didn't chain. Good. I'm not focusing, am I? I'm totally like la 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 la. It's because this setup's all new out here, and it's not like it's not usual. It's very comfortable, and I keep thinking because I'm so comfortable that I must be doing something wrong. I wonder if it's part of because of the way you tension your yarn as well, so it's easier to pick up your yarn overs using a pencil grip. Yeah, possibly, because I do tension low. When I'm teaching, I go to the effort and I make sure my finger is up so that you can see what I'm doing, and you bring it all in, and you know everything is there. But when I'm just crocheting, I just grab the yarn, pop that I pop that one under, but then I hold it there, so there's no triangle, and the hook does all the work. And I do notice every now and again I lift these fingers to create more space for the hook, and I just do it subconsciously. I don't even realize I'm doing it until someone points it out. I work with my thumb and middle finger and hold the pointer further away to tension the yarn, like in continental knitting, so pencil doesn't pick up the yarn without a lot of movement. I understand. And it comes down to your tension. Like, let me think, if I have that like that and then go knife grip, yeah, that feels weird. And that, yeah, I don't know. I think we all just have our own way of doing things that work for us. And as you all know, I'm exceptionally lazy, and if I can do something with as little movement as possible, then that is what I shall do. Freaky said I totally spaced on what day it is. Join the club, Freaky. Join the club. It is Blur's Day. I have reminders in my phone to tell me what day it is. And on Tuesdays, when I'm supposed to do our Zoom chat, there's girls in the Zoom group who are like, it's Tuesday. Are you calling me weird? Yes, I am, actually. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that it's different ways feel weird to everybody. Ida says, I both use both ways. And do you know what, Ida? I agree with you 100%. If I'm using a really big hook, hand over every time. If anything above about a 15 mil off the top of my head, I automatically come in at it from the top. Whereas anything under, I'm like, my hand just instantly goes to this now. Natalie holds a yarn like this. No, it's Thor's Day. Yeah. Ironing Day is Fiberific Day. Okay, if that works, that works. I mean, I don't iron, so ironing. There's no ironing day. No, I've got to iron uniforms this weekend. Yuck! I've been putting it off, like all for the last few weeks. I'm like, I could totally iron, some of her stuff and hang it in the cupboard so that it's ready. Blah 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 blah. No, didn't do it, did I? It's just like, nope. Ironing is yucky. My husband irons his own work clothes. I work in t-shirts, so I don't need fancy clothes. If I'm going out, I'll iron up something nice. But I iron it as I wear it. Because it's so infrequent that one time I went through and ironed everything in the cupboard that needed ironing. Then I went to wear it and had to re-iron it because it had gotten squished in the cupboard and there were creases and I don't like it. If you're weird Spanish chick, then I must be too. You need a press. I like the look of your press, for sure. I still don't think it would make me hate ironing any less. I mean, it'd just be like, oh, and just, get it over and done with quicker. So, but I'd still have to do it, right? You don't just throw things at the press and it irons it for you. Make Abby learn to iron. Yeah, I definitely should be teaching Abby how to iron her own school uniform. You're right, she's 15. She should totally be doing her own uniforms. I was at that age. At 13, I was at high school. Once I started high school, I did all my own uniform. Lindsay says, oh, you can use irons on your clothing. Yeah, Lindsay, I'm with you. Ironing is not my favorite, but when I'm sewing, I iron all the time. I really like a nice crisp seam and a pointy edge and things like that. But when it comes to my clothing, I'm like, yeah, that'll do. No one will notice. Gosh. Oh dear. I'm so relieved that I get to finish off this blanket with the right yarn. I was going to just do what I was going to do just to get it done. But I'd gotten to the point where I put it aside because I was just a bit like sad. I was like, well, it's not going to look how I want it to look. Coffee. Adela's got to go. Bye. Have a good day. Lindsay says, I've heard people iron hair as well as fabrics. So have I. I mean, I wouldn't. Like with an actual iron. I've got a flat iron, like a hair iron that I've used on occasion, which is why I bought one. But I don't use the actual iron. Sandy says, I'm crocheting Premier hats tonight. Crocheting has seen me through the past 2 months. You and me both, Sandy. I have done just a bit of knitting, but I've done a lot of crocheting. I've even done a bit of spinning, and even some sewing, but mostly crochet. Christina Rose says, I don't sew, so I don't own an iron. Okay. Thanks, Addie Day. There we go. And I am, how many? I've got to do 6 rounds, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on the last round. And so this morning I was like getting dressed and I was like, I haven't worn this shirt in ages. I wear this shirt. Anyway, I come out, set stuff up, and I go back inside and my husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm changing out of the shirt. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because it's trying to kill me. And he's looked at me and it was a crew neck and it was sitting like right here. And it wasn't tight, it was just touching me. And I'm like, I don't like it. And he's just like, well, I don't know what you're going to do with that shirt then. He goes, that's probably why you haven't worn it in so long. So I was just like, yeah, possibly. So we're either going to attack it like we did. You guys remember a video I made ages ago where I cut the crew neck off a Spider-Man shirt and then crocheted an edge onto it? I'm either going to do that or I'm going to see if Abby wants it, because Abby has been stealing all of my t-shirts, which is why it was so hard for me to find one to wear this morning. I don't know where all my t-shirts are. Rebecca owns a little steam iron that she hasn't used yet. Jackie says, I've heard of people who do that when they don't have a hairdress. Okay. Sandy says, I'm a nervous knitter. Crocheting is more relaxing. I can fix the mistakes. Yeah, I agree with you. One thing that I do like about knitting over crochet is if you make a mistake with knitting the next row back, you can, obviously depending on your skill levels and what kind of stitches you're doing, but you could get to it, drop it, fix it, and then keep going, whereas with crochet, you've got to pull it all back. So, Vicky says, I don't like crew necks either. They feel like they are choking you. Absolutely, Vicky. They are choking you. That's the point. They are choking you. They should be called choke necks. I'm not at all over passionate about anything in my life except for crew necks, trifle, NBN, spiders. Look, there's a list. Crew necks is up there though. Horrible crew necks. All right, I think we're finished this one. Let's have a squiz. Yes, it is done. Trim. Bink. We are making a little stack and then I'll weave in all the ends. I don't like doing magic loop on camera because I just can't seem to do it. Magic loop. Bring it. 1, 2. No, try again. And this yarn doesn't help. Oh, now I've made a knot. Oh, I'm skilled. Look at these mad skills. Fixed. One, 2, and 3. There we go. Alright, magic loop is going. It is happening. It's just that initial catching the chain. Like, I don't seem to have a problem with any other yarn except for this one, but I think it's because it is it's a stretchy yarn. So it does wiggle and move out of the way when I don't want it to move out of the way. I'm blaming the yarn, you guys, honestly. Sally says there's a long list. There is a long list. Where are we? Choker tops. Yes. Choker tops. That's what they are. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 4. And go to the slash the collar. Yeah, I will be. I'll slash the collar right off. I do that. Get in there with a rotary cutter and make me a nice scoop neck. I like a scoop neck. Like not a deep scoop neck, but just a scoop neck. It just is more comfortable with my, neck. Yeah, it's really weird. Like normally I can see how many are in the chat and how many are here, and I don't have that information and I'm afraid to do anything. I wonder if I'm going to do something. Are you ready? I'm going to edit this. And is it going to let me? And then I'm going to save it. No, it didn't fix the thing. Ice cream scoop. No. It only drops at about 2 inches, but that's all you need. Yeah, that's the thing. I just need it just here, not here. I'm putting fringe on a massive test project tonight. It's an odd thing to be adding ends to something. Oh, I agree with you. Bub Curran's jumped in. Hey, Bub, pencil hold for the win. Oh, I should mention something. Those of you that are Mystery Lace Club members, due to the weather, I have not dyed the yarn yet. I'm going to get to it. Everything is here. Everything is ready. It is now a weather issue. I don't really have anywhere that's good to dry if it's raining a lot. Yeah, so I'm working on it. I am working on it. 2 and 3, but everything will be coming soon. Hey, Dizzy is back. Very. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want to turn it into a V-neck. I think those constructed V's always look a little odd to me. Not all crew necks are created the same, but I don't like all crew necks. Like, I am totally anti-crew. MLC for Jackie, pop that in there. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. If you don't know what the MLC is, it is our monthly subscription box here from Fiberific that's been running a dash late this year. So we are catching up though. And what you receive in your box is a pattern. It is always a lace pattern. It's always knitted. And it is, but while it's always a lace pattern, it's not always lace weight. So you could have yarn anywhere from cobweb up to a worsted weight, but you will also always get enough yarn to make at least the medium sizes of whatever is in the pattern. And so that is the Mystery Lace Club, and you get that delivered to your door each month for a monthly fee. And all the information is over on fiberific.com.au/MLC or Mystery Lace Club. Both links work. I've got to find this in here. If you are looking for ways to support Fiberific, aka me, and help me do things like upgrade tech gear for live streams and what have you, then maybe you could consider jumping over onto the Fiberific Patreon page, where you can support me for as little as $2 a month or $1 a month even, I think is the smallest one. And that just goes into helping me maintain these cameras and making sure that I have everything I need for these regular live streams. They are, so while, and when I do pre-recorded videos, those in the Patreon page get early access to those videos. And while they have been few and far between, they are coming back. So just to put that out there as well, if you want to see those videos first, you can by being a Patreon member of any level, I believe. Is that right? I'd have to double check. Any level Patreon member gets early access to the videos. No, Jackie's, oh, I've missed conversation. Hello. I have cat sitting on my hand, so I'm finding it hard to type. So Sally is no longer going to be dropping them links. Jackie dropped in the Patreon link. Thank you, Jackie. Sally got that Patreon link in, but Jackie beat her. I'm totally pitting mods against mods, guys. It's my fun. It's my enjoyment for these live streams. Aside from chatting with you and actually working on a project that I've been dying to finish, pitting the mods against the mods. That's what we're here for, right? Mod wars. Mod wars. That's not wrong, is it? Is that wrong? I don't know. Let's have a look. And like while we're here plugging the MLC, I should just make sure that the MLC banner is running along the bottom of my screen. I set everything up all good. I should use it, right? Sally said she'll still be able to do it, but she'll be a bit slow. She was slightly handicapped by a cat. She was slightly handicapped by a cat. There's no doubting that. I'm just going to have a little drink of water, guys, so bear with me for a second. Trying to keep hydrated to keep my headache at bay. Coffee is probably not the best thing for that, but coffee is yummy. So, you know, whoops. Spanichick is on the iPad now, so no linkies. I'm just glad you could make it to the chat, Spanichick. I know you've got your kids home and you've managed to hang out in the chat. So I think it's wonderful to see you in here. I know that it's hard for you and for other people with work commitments and kid commitments and, you know, all sorts of stuff. So I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and chatting with me while I get my craft on each week. So yeah, where am I? I'm still going. I keep losing track of where I'm up to because I'm talking and stuff. Spanichick says, we finished work for the day, but now I'm making lunch. Okay. 1.5 days to go. We're not counting down when our kids go back to school, are we? I mean, I am. So I think, no, that's working there. mean, it's annoying that we can't share links while on an iPad. It is annoying. There's got to be a way to do it, right? Oh no, it's an iPad thing. You guys can't have two screens open, can you? Because you could you could have, anyway. I don't understand the iPad things. With my phone, with my mobile, I can have two screens open, and I can share links. I don't understand why you can't do it on an iPad. But anyway, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. I'm really not up there with the Mac stuff and the Apples and things like that. I'm a Samsung girl when it comes to my phones. I really like a Samsung phone. And I like a not Mac, any brand PC. I've got a few favorite brands, obviously. And I've got my favorite tech. Like, believe it or not, I have a favorite mouse company. Do you guys have a favorite mouse for your laptop, like for your computers and stuff like that? Do you just have, like, if you've got a choice of mice and you're like, no, I don't want that one, that one's crap, I want this other one? For me, I'm all about the Logitech mice, or mouses, mice. I mean, mice feels right? So yeah, I'm all about Logitech. I love Logitech. I love their webcams. I love their mice. I like their keyboards. I'm going to sneeze. Oh no. Yeah, I just love Logitech. I think they're great. Would totally love a Logitech deal. Mice, yes, there we go. Depends on the app. Some let you, some don't, and it's up to the app designer to program it. Okay. So you think it's the YouTube app that's the problem rather than the iPad? I'm not sure. Mice, yep. Yeah, I think mice is the plural for mouse. I agree with you. I just wasn't sure if it would be the same plural for the technological mice versus the I'm alive and squeaking mice. Yep. Okay, cool. Mice is the plural, so excellent. We've got it. We're done. But yeah, do you guys have a favorite? Like well, let's bring this back. Do you have a favorite hook brand? Like if you're a crocheter or a knitter, and this is for you watching the replay as well, what is your favorite brand of hooks or knitting needles? And if you want to pop in why, I'd love to know why as well, but don't feel like you have to. I'm always curious. I've got my favorite brands for sure. You guys already know what all my favorite brands are. So, I mean, for knitting needles, it's ChowGoo all the way, and for crochet hooks, it's the Clover and More. I do like a nice tulip Edamo hook as well. And while the Furls hooks are beautiful, I do struggle with them because I have to crochet differently. But I think they're a beautiful hook. Freaky says the brand that is not broken. That's an excellent answer, Freaky. The tools that are currently working. I definitely have been there. Or the hook I can find. That's sometimes the best hook for the project too. The hook I can find. Jen says, I love the Clover hooks, the rubbery ones, but ChowGoo are the best knitting needles all around. I mean, I can't disagree with you. Sandy says, I love my iPad. I'm a widow living alone, no longer drive due to glaucoma, but my iPad keeps me in touch with the world. That is awesome. And it's good to see you in the chat, Sandy. It's been a while. Yeah, so I've got my favorite tech is Logitech. My favorite camera stuff is Canon. I'm a Canon girl. I love so many different brands for different things, honestly, you guys. I'm a bit tragic. If you looked around here, there's like Canon, Samsung, Manfrotto, Logitech, Canon, also IKEA. I love IKEA stuff too. So, and then what have I got for my laptop? I've got a ROG Strix Asus laptop. So that's a great laptop. I couldn't afford the laptop I really wanted, but this was the specs that I needed. Does that make sense? I really wanted a Dell XPS. I think Dell XP. Anyway, it's super lightweight. It was basically what this one does plus super lightweight, but it was like $1,000 dearer. I mean, some of the specs were better screen, stuff like that. But this one had everything I needed and was $1,000 cheaper. So guess which one I went for? Sally is totally an Apple girl. Apple computer, iPhone and iPad, and a Canon camera. I love my Microsoft Surface Pro. If I could upgrade that, I would. It's my I use it as a tablet as well as a secondary laptop. It's also super duper light because I love this laptop that I've got running all this stuff. It runs all the cameras, everything. It is awesome, but it's heavy. It's bulky and it's heavy, and so it's fantastic. And so I sort of nearly think of it as a desktop, which it's not. But because it's quite a bulky sort of jobby, it's not like a pop it in your bag and carry it around kind of laptop. Jackie says different brands suit different people. Absolutely. So like I had a Nikon before I started video creation, and then I realized that the Nikons weren't great for actual video. They do good photos, but not actually good videos, and I wanted something that could do both well. So that's why I jumped ship and went to Canon, because they do both videos and photos pretty well. I mean, Sony do better video, and I personally think Nikon take a better photo, but because I just wanted one brand to do everything, I went with the Canon, because they do everything moderately well, like well enough. So I'm really struggling to get into this last little stitch here, aren't I? So yeah, I think this is the last round for this one. Oh, I may have gone one too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why didn't you guys tell me? That's why it was so like, geez. I'm blaming you all. I'm not blaming me. I'm blaming you. Pull it back. Totally on a roll here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, don't come out, little hook thing. Loop. There we go. Let's just double check it. Yep, look at that. Beaut. We've got 2 done, 2 repaired and 2 done, with 2 left to go. We are on fire. Let me have a look here. Sandy loves her Clover Amours. Just bought a purple Odyssey. That is too big for my child-sized hands. Oh, that's a shame. It's going navy. I will stick to my Clover Amours. Color coding sizes is a great idea. Yeah, I often look for my purple hook. Kim has gone from XPS to Alienware. Yep. I always was like, the previous models of XPSs I was a bit like meh at, but the model that came out last year I was like, oh, hello beautiful, I love you. Freaky says my first computer in Ontario was a Dell. I love Dell. I didn't like Dell in the 90s. Dell in the 90s annoyed me. But Dell in 2020 is great. Spanish Chick says the Alien is definitely heavier, but I also went for a 15-inch instead of a 13-inch screen. So that was always going to be the case. Absolutely. See, that's the thing. I think for this, I've got a 15-inch screen as well. But I think for just a working machine, so for just, not video stuff, I think a 13-inch would be fine. Although you can get the XPS in a 15-inch now, I think. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Where are we? But yeah, it's definitely interesting to hear what people's preferences are when it comes to their hooks and their needles and their technology. Because it can play a part in the comfort of our lives. Like as Sandy said, her iPad is her saving grace in these current times because she doesn't travel, and it just makes her life so much easier. I find that my technology has really made it so that I can still sort of like, I want to say gather with friends. But I mean, technically it's not. But, you know, Zoom chatting with people was something that I wouldn't have been able to do in the past because I didn't have the technology that could cope with it. Whereas now I am a Zoom chatting fiend, Zoom chatting at least once every day during this event. Basecam, I got it sorted. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Sally said I had a Dell once, but it got a virus and then it was stolen. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm like queen of the antivirus software. I think you need to make sure whether you've got a Dell or an Apple, where you've got a Dell or a PC. Oh my God, an Apple or a PC, it doesn't matter. You need to have your antivirus all up to date. Jackie says, I find it hilarious to see some all decked out from head to foot in the same brand, even when that brand is a something for somethings, etc. Just because it has certain brands on it doesn't make it any good. Yeah, there's a couple of brands I look at and I'm just shake my head. I'm just like, what? And dealing with a teenager in a household and explaining brands and things like that. Like, luckily Abby is more about the fabric. Things have to feel a certain way rather than it be a specific brand. I'm okay with. So, but yeah, it is crazy. Spanish Chick says, I find it annoying. What do you find annoying with dropping stuff left, right, and center? Like the branding thing, or what? Where I keep going because I want to get these all done. Dun dun dun. Get them done. Catch up. Because once I've got these 4 done, like these, so I'm onto the 3rd one now, then it's on to crocheting all my squares together because I've got the rest. I think I've got the rest. Rebecca says, I haven't Zoomed or Skyped this whole lockdown. I don't miss anything. Oh, fair enough. Spanish Chick says, I find it annoying that some brands only make their stuff work with their own things instead of universal. Yeah, I do find that annoying, but at the same, like you know, I have a lot of phone calls and conversations with people who have got knit pros and they want ChowGoo tips to go on their knit pro cables because they don't want to have to, you know, reinvest in a whole new set, and they get annoyed that they don't have the same screw in things, and I get that that's frustrating. But I also prefer how ChowGoo have done theirs. I find it to be that bit stronger. So, Sandy says, my first computer was a Protiva 2996. It was always in the shop. They went out of business. Yeah, that happens. That happens. My first computer that I personally owned was a Dell Pentium 133. That I got secondhand. I worked for an IT company, and when they upgraded all our desk computers to Pentium 3s, they had all these Pentium 133s that they needed to get rid of, and I think I got it for like, I got a box and a keyboard and a mouse and a screen, and I think I spent the kingly sum of $100 for the lot because I just wanted it gone. And if it was someone within the company, then if something happened and not get cleared in the purge, which it did. Oh, also I got all my software as well. So yeah. Now I think my phone has more memory than my first laptop did. Spanish Chick says, I used to use Windows 3.1. Oh my gosh, Windows 3.1. Oh wow. My first job many years ago, my first office job, I should say, we had to use Netscape as the browser because that's all they could get to work where they were. And it's just like, now it's like, what do you mean you can only have one browser? So Netscape, I just remember, and dial-up. Oh, I used to online game with dial-up. That was horrendous. That was horrendous. Oh, 1996. Sorry, Sandy. That was about when I got my first laptop. Not laptop, about the same sort of time I got my first computer. It was 1996. It might have been 95. It was around there somewhere. My first computer I actually purchased from Gamer Widows was a HP Pavilion. It was cute. It died a few years later when my in-house IT dude tried to fix it. Now we have custom-built desktop. Yes, I have a custom-built desktop in the house that I use for video editing. It's all been like tricked out to do like all the stuff. It currently needs a visit to the doctor. It didn't update and it hasn't rebooted since it updated. I should probably take that up there. And I have this laptop for my daily driver. Dial-up was truly bad. Dial-up was dreadful. Oh my gosh. And the whole, if someone was using dial-up, nobody could use the phone because the phone line was busy. And if someone went to use the phone, your signal dropped. Oh my God. Them's was the days, right? Them's was the days. Now I'm out here live streaming. Abby's in there on a call with her teacher, like a video call. And my husband is working remotely from home. And we're all able to do it together, but apart, if that makes sense. Separate rooms. In the same house on the same phone line. Well, is it even a phone line anymore when it's NBN? I don't think it is. I don't think it's even a phone line anymore. But yeah, it's technology changes so fast, right? Like we've got all of us are sitting here as yarn crafters, and yarn craft hasn't changed that much. Yeah, the tools have changed and we're using different yarns and what have you, but the whole twisting your hook to make your stitch, that's still the same, you know. And it's so bizarre that we've got this that we all just love. Like we love our yarns, we love our hooks, but we're all using technology right now as well, because you're watching on your phone or you could be streaming this on your television, which that freaks me out when you guys send me photos of that, by the way. You could be watching on your laptop while you're at work doing other things. You know what I mean? Like it's insane that we all have a foot in both of these worlds, like in slow craft and in technology at the same place. Rebecca says that some places in the US still have dial-up. Really? I mean, we have some places that have ADSL, but that's technically not dial-up. I don't think we have anywhere in Australia that still has dial-up. Do we have any? Someone let me know, because I don't think we do. I think dial-up's dead in Australia. I'm on cable internet, NBN, which is our national broadband. There's also people on ADSL, but I don't think there's anybody on actual old-fashioned dial-up. I have fibre to the node and then cable to the house is what I have where I am. And the node's a few streets away. So I've got copper cable, which is such dodge technology connecting to fibre optics. Jesus. You know, get it right, people. I'm going to get grumpy now. No, it's doing okay. And it's coping okay with the level of usage that we've got it under. I think they've all been switched to satellite NBN. Yeah, I know my mum's out in the sticks and she's on satellite NBN. So, yeah. I still remember the dial-up sounds. If you didn't hear them, you knew you were in trouble. Yeah, like something's not working. It's not screeching at me. Remember the lists. Which lists? Sandy. I mean, I'm sure you're going to say something and I'm just going to be like, oh my God, yes. Considering they are turning off all the copper services and pushing people onto IP phones via the NBN. Yeah, I think that's asking for trouble. Where are we? Sandy says, I'm 76 and I'm absolutely amazed at what we can do today. How we communicate. We once had 8 families on our party line. I remember party lines. Oh, they were so cool. They were like the best thing. If you could have a decent number of people on a party line, that was the bee's knees, right? So far, the only time I've lost internet is when the power goes out or the modem needs rebooting. Yeah. Look, we've got apparently, if the power goes out, we've got no phone, no internet, which I think is so stupid because of how they do the NBN here. Because they're like, oh, but you've got a mobile. Yeah, if it's dead, there's no emergency contacts. But where was I going with that? Oh, and yeah, as far as rebooting goes, I'm just double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last row. And yeah, rebooting, that's an issue. Apparently, if our cable signal gets too weak, it goes straight to 4G. I think, but it's got to be down to 0. So if it's 0.01, it still works. It won't kick over, which I think is dumb. The forums, AOL. Oh my gosh. I remember playing online backgammon in an AOL chat room. It was so dodge. Yeah. Or you don't live in a mobile server. Yeah. Sally's connected with HFC. So am I, Sally. Yeah, so dodge. So dodge. Well, guys, I'm going to have to run. It's 11:30 here in Brisbane. I've got some tasks that need completing. And I will catch you all either over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. If you're a member over there, hang on a second. I'm just going to do... where are we? Single cam. There we go. So yeah, this is it for today. If you are a member in the Fiberific Fun Zone, you can continue the chat over there. If you are not a member, why not? You should go and join. It's fun. There's a couple of questions you have to answer at the start. If you do not answer them, you will not be allowed in. So Jackie's just dropped in a link for the Fun Zone there. If you want to join into our nightly Zoom chats, all the details are in the Fun Zone. You are more than welcome to jump in. And I'll catch you all here next week, 10 o'clock, same time we've been doing it for years. 3 years I think we've been doing it for now. I need to look at the dates. Oh, sorry. I need to look at the dates so that I can celebrate how long we've been live streaming for. But anyway, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all next time. Bye!